Pingdingshan, a city that once thrived on coal, is undergoing drastic changes. The wages of coal miners have plummeted by 30%, and many workers are now being relocated to Xinjiang. The sudden economic shift has also taken a toll on local businesses, making it increasingly difficult for them to survive. Business owners are deeply concerned, facing an uncertain future with no clear path forward. A resident of Pingdingshan stated that wage reductions at Pingmei Group are significantly affecting the local economy. As a city dependent on the coal industry, these cuts are disrupting the entire supply chain, causing widespread anxiety among residents. According to public records, Pingmei Shenma Holding Group is a major state-owned energy and chemical company managed by the Henan provincial government. It has a coal production capacity of 70 million tons, placing it among China's leading producers. The company's registered capital is 19 billion yuan, with total assets amounting to 110 billion yuan. Online comments suggest that a sharp drop in export products has reduced the need for electricity, lowering coal demand as a result. China's economy has continued to decline due to 3 years of strict pandemic lockdowns, a spreading real estate crisis, and recent overcapacity issues. These challenges have impacted various sectors, leading to widespread layoffs, wage cuts, and a significant reduction in average personal income. The downturn is not limited to Pingmei Group. The entire coal industry is experiencing a sharp decline. According to Chinese media reports, in January 2025, a coal miner in Dantong, Shanxi, discovered that his monthly salary had dropped to just 3,800 yuan, less than a third of what he earned a decade ago. Without saying a word, he put his payslip in his pocket and downloaded a food delivery app. 1 week later, he rode an electric scooter through the streets of Taiyuan, joining the growing number of former coal miners now employed as delivery riders. The pay cuts that started in the coal industry are affecting related sectors, including construction, logistics, and services, in a cascading effect. In 2012, coal miners in Shanxi earned wages that outshone those of many white-collar workers. Underground miners typically made over 10,000 yuan per month, supplemented by substantial year-end bonuses. However, the coal industry has since declined. Data from 2025 shows that average wages for coal workers in Shanxi have dropped by 40% to 50% from their peak, with some positions seeing a pay cut in half. In one mining area, a Jingchen coal group, a frontline worker admitted, "Even with 3 shifts a day, I'm making less than half what I earned 10 years ago." Wage pressures have led nearly 900 miners at the Gushu Yuan mine under Jingchen coal group to transition to jobs in supermarkets, logistics, and other non-coal industries. A former electromechanical worker has taken on a role as a fresh meat supervisor at a supermarket, now earning 15% more than he did while working underground. In Taiyuan, over 30,000 second-generation coal workers have become food delivery riders, driving down wages in the local service sector. The ongoing decline in the thermal coal prices is a major factor in the downturn of the coal industry. Since mid-2024, thermal coal prices in China have steadily decreased, while coal inventories at ports have reached high levels. The China Electricity Council reports that coal stockpiles at thermal power plants exceed last year's levels by 7.1 million tons, with reserves lasting 4.7 days longer than the previous year. Reports indicate that low industrial electricity demand, combined with minimal increases in power usage, despite recent cold weather, has contributed to the price decline. Industrial power consumption is recovering slowly, with some power plants operating at just 60% of normal capacity. As of February 14th, coal-fired power plants tracked in national statistics showed a 2.3% drop in electricity generation for the month compared to last year, and a 13.9% decrease year-to-date. Coal usage at these plants fell by 1% for the month and 11% for the year. Additionally, imported thermal coal is cheaper than domestic coal, further pushing down prices. Debang Securities noted that as of February 11th, the price gap between imported and domestic coal exceeded 47 yuan per ton. The outlook for the IT industry is also unfavorable, as wage reductions have hit outsourcing firms linked to Huawei, a major Chinese tech company. On February 18th, news spread within China's IT community that employees of China Soft International's Shenzhen branch, a key outsourcing partner of Huawei, protested outside the company's headquarters over unannounced pay cuts. The IT Center Product Department has confirmed salary reductions ranging from 10% to 35%, with some workers facing the extreme outcome of receiving no pay. It is not yet known which additional departments might be affected. According to sources familiar with the matter, employees subject to these cuts must choose one of three options: receive a salary equivalent to 13 or more months, with additional months paid as a performance-based year-end bonus, accept an immediate 18% pay reduction, or resign voluntarily by March 31st. Sources report that the company provided no clear explanation for the cuts, issued no written documentation, and informed staff verbally while enforcing the decision without discussion. Employees have voiced concerns that, despite the pay reductions, the company continues to pursue new business ventures and executive compensation remains untouched. This disparity has fueled discontent, prompting some workers to protest outside the headquarters. Online accounts suggest that China Soft International sent representatives to address the protesters, gathering their demands and assuring them that management would consider solutions. However, one employee who participated in the discussions told Chinese media, "The representative only listened but didn't provide any concrete answers. It felt like a formality with no real intention to address our concerns." Screenshots of online conversations circulating on social media shows that employees reported pay cuts ranging from 10% to 35%. One message stated, "It's not just a delay. Some people receive 0 yuan on their pay slip." Another comment alleged, "Some employees even had negative salaries. Don't push honest people to the edge." Employees of China Soft International have reported that emails sent to a company-provided address disappeared from their sent folders, leaving no record. Some suspect that this was a deliberate measure to prevent documentation. Others noted that despite reasonable client budgets, their take-home pay has been reduced through multiple deductions. This imposition of pay cuts without discussion has increased their frustration. Founded in 2000, China Soft International presents itself as a global software and IT services provider. It has consistently ranked among China's top 100 software firms, achieving 12th place, and is listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, where it has earned the Best IR Hong Kong Stock Company award 5 times. With approximately 70,000 employees, the company serves 47 countries and regions. In China, it is a key outsourcing partner for Huawei, a leading technology firm. Salary reductions have also affected the healthcare industry. A medical worker from Anhui posted online that she never anticipated pay cuts reaching hospitals, describing the impact as discouraging for staff. During the pandemic, provincial authorities relied heavily on medical personnel for widespread COVID-19 testing. She recounted finishing a late shift at 11:30 p.m., rising at 4 a.m. to travel to the provincial capital for testing duties, and resuming her hospital shift by 7:30 a.m. She described working in challenging conditions, soaked in sweat inside heavy protective suits during summer heat, handling samples with frozen hands in winter cold, and bearing deep marks from tight masks. Some staff worked 8 hours without a break, and others fainted from overwork at testing stations. "We were promised additional pay, but received nothing. We're just ordinary people, and now these pay cuts have reached hospitals, leaving us deeply discouraged." The wave of salary cuts is now extending across industries in China, from coal mining and technology to healthcare, education, and beyond. Many workers are experiencing pay reductions, and some are not receiving wages at all. With businesses under increasing financial pressure and consumer spending on the decline, this chain reaction is likely to continue for some time. According to China's National Bureau of Statistics, the average net property income per capita in 2024 was 3,435 yuan, an increase of 2.2% from the previous year. This marks the slowest annual growth rate since 2014, highlighting the impact of the struggling real estate sector on China's middle-class households. Official data shows that since 2019, growth in per capita net property income has been steadily declining, with the only exception being 2021, when it increased by 10.2%. Net property income, which includes rental income, interest, and dividends, is a key component of household earnings in economically developed regions. Data shows that in some major cities, net property income has turned negative, indicating that a significant portion of middle-class assets are losing value. In Beijing, net property income per capita has declined for 3 consecutive years. In 2024, it fell by 0.6% year-over-year to 12,205 yuan, accounting for more than 1/5 of the city's average wage. The main factor behind this decline is falling rental prices. According to data from the China Index Academy, in December 2024, average rental prices across 50 cities dropped by 3.3% compared to the previous year. In Beijing, rents declined by 5.4%. Throughout 2024, the real estate sector continued to struggle under the weight of a severe debt crisis and the collapse of major developers. Official statistics show that total real estate sales in 2024 fell by 12.9% compared to the previous year. A report released by Barclays on February 14 stated that China's real estate sector is likely to remain a major drag on economic growth in 2025. The report says, "We expect real estate sales to decline another 10% in 2025, following a 13% drop in 2024. In the worst-case scenario, adjustments or contractions in China's real estate market could extend until 2030. As the real estate downturn pressures Chinese households, net property income is falling and domestic consumer spending remains weak. The Consumer Confidence Index, which stood at 121.5 in January 2022, plummeted to 86.4 by December 2024. A reading below 100 indicates low confidence. Due to government restrictions on financial market access, investment options for ordinary Chinese citizens remains limited. In China, net property income accounts for an average of 8.5% of disposable income, whereas in the United States, the figure stands at 15.5%. Beyond real estate, China's stock market has also remained sluggish. Apart from a brief rebound in September 2024, following government stimulus measures, market performance has been weak for most of the year. Amid economic uncertainty, more people are turning to the lottery in hopes of achieving sudden wealth. According to the latest data from China's Ministry of Finance, national lottery sales reached 620 billion yuan, approximately $84.8 billion in 2024, reflecting a 7.6% increase from the previous year and establishing a record high since the lottery began in 1984. With an estimated 300 million lottery players, this equates to an average annual expenditure of more than 2,000 yuan per person on lottery tickets. Sports lottery sales account for 66% of total revenue, reaching 415.5 billion yuan, an increase of 7.9% year-over-year. Welfare lottery sales total 208 billion yuan, rising by 7%. By region, lottery sales increased in every province except Hubei, with Zhejiang, Henan, Guangdong, and Anhui leading to growth. Despite the record sales figures, online discussions on social media have been notably muted. China's lottery sales surpassed 600 billion yuan, setting a new record. On Weibo, only gathered 160,000 views, with very few comments. Most responses were critical. One post highlighted that China's per capita lottery spending reached 442.8 yuan in 2024. A Weibo user from Jiangsu responded sarcastically, writing, "Great, that means I paid 442.8 yuan less for the IQ tax." Is lottery demand cooling off in China? Despite robust national lottery sales, a lottery shop owner in Guangdong told Voice of America that his business struggles to improve. Although more outlets have opened, his sales remain low, similar to the reduced foot traffic in shopping areas since the pandemic. He observed that customers who once bought extra tickets impulsively are now more reserved, and high-volume buyers purchasing thousands of tickets are no longer common. Younger customers still favor instant scratch-off tickets, but production delays due to their complex printing process caused shortages in mid-2023. The owner recounted a young customer's habit. He said, "I buy a ticket every Monday after work and scratch it by Friday. If I win, I treat myself to a meal like spicy hot pot. It adds a bit of enjoyment to life." He noted that while operating costs are modest and a 7% commission is assured, profitability is difficult in Guangdong. With rent as low as 7,000 to 8,000 yuan monthly, he must sell 100,000 to 150,000 yuan in tickets to break even. In larger cities with higher rents, the challenge increases. He cautioned potential investors to reconsider entering the lottery business. In contrast between China's sluggish economy and booming lottery sales has drawn attention. In an interview with Voice of America, commentator on X, Ignatius Lee, referenced the prospect theory and economics. He explained that when people lose confidence in the future, they are more likely to take risks and gamble, hoping for a breakthrough. He predicted, if China's economy continues to decline, not only will lottery sales increase, but gambling will also rise. Even crime rates may go up because more people will feel desperate enough to take risks. Chinese financial expert Hu Jiangbing offered another perspective. He believes that while economic downturns typically lead to smaller individual bets, the overall number of lottery players in China has expanded. Rising unemployment, stalled housing projects, and more people entering the lottery research industry may have contributed to this growth. He suggested that for many, the lottery has become a last-ditch attempt to change their financial situation. He told Voice of America, "Some people can't repay their mortgages. Others tried starting a business and failed. Now they hope a small bet will give them a chance to pay off their debts." This suggests that China's lottery player base may be larger than the widely estimated 300 million. Hu Jiangbing stated that he has stopped buying lottery tickets, citing corruption scandals among top lottery officials in recent years. He said these cases taught him a lesson, and he advised low-income individuals against gambling, warning that it could end up benefiting corrupt officials instead. A former financial insider told Voice of America that jackpot manipulation and weak oversight tarnish the lottery's reputation, reinforcing views that it exploits the poor and aids corrupt officials. This reliance on lotteries underscores China's economic struggles and the government's inability to address them effectively.